What's happening, my good people? Once again, it's the chill brother from another, Mr. All About My Biz, and I'm just trying to handle my biz, y'all, so I can take care of my future kids. And it's another edition and rendition of the Playbook Podcast, y'all. Listen, man, if you're new to the show, let me go ahead and give you the rundown in the 411 on how we get down and how we get busy on the Playbook Podcast, y'all. So listen, man, well, how we get started, we got the opening tip. We give you all the news and what's going on around the NBA and around the association. We go ahead and move the rock and move the ball down the field and drop you the Hail Mary down the sidelines as we move the chains and give you all the action around the NFL. And listen, week 1 was phenomenal. And now we got week 2 on the horizon as well. It don't get no better if you're a sports fan. Then we go ahead and move again to one of my favorite parts of the show and stop playing. It might be good, it might be bad, it might make you laugh, it might make you cry. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of a buffet on stop playing, okay? And then we go ahead and finish things off and give you the championship speech where we get you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically prepared to achieve and overachieve all the goals that you have for the week to come. And this week, we're going to talk about breaking through the tape. Breaking through the tape. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in the championship speech. So y'all go ahead, get y'all some popcorn, get you something good to eat, get you something good to drink as well, because we got you covered, all right? So go ahead, grab a blanket, keep yourself nice and warm. We got you ready. Y'all get set. It's time for the Playbook Podcast. Let's go. What's happening, family? Yo, what's happening, my good people, man? It feels like it's been a little while. I've been taking care of my own business, and, you know, I'm just trying to handle my biz in that way. But I came back to handle the biz that is the Playbook Podcast. So I appreciate y'all guys riding out with your brother once again, man. Y'all already know the deal. No need to quit when y'all follow the script. Y'all go ahead and follow the script, and y'all go to Spotify, Anchor, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, the YouTube channel is the Playbook Podcast, Kyle Turner, where you can find all the content from season 1 and season 2 as we're looking to expand our horizons, where we're bringing the barbershop and we're bringing it to your podcast, man. So listen, man, we're going to take a little bit off the top. We're going to get things going and get things flowing. Enough of the fluff. Let's get right into the stuff. Let's get right into the opening. We got the B-ball bouncing once again for another week of the opening tip. And we had a lot of things going on and happening this weekend as we had the Basketball Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend. And, you know, we had a plethora of star among stars at this particular Hall of Fame ceremony. I mean, the inductees were Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Tony Kukoc, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace, Yolanda Griffith, Lauren Jackson, Bill Russell, Rick Adelman, Jay Wright, Val Ackerman, Howard Garfinkel, Cotton Fitzsimmons, Bob Dandridge, Pearl Moore, and Clarence Fats Jenkins were all inducted into the National Basketball Association's Hall of Fame. And yo, I mean, before I get really into it, I got to give a special shout out to all these women holding it down at the Hall of Fame ceremony as well. I mean, you got Yolanda Griffith, you got Lauren Jackson, who were pretty much the pillars and the pioneers of the WNBA, and doing it for a good while as well. Doing their thing, paving the way for other young women to find a path to their dream of playing basketball at the highest level in the WNBA. And a special shout out and a big time congratulations for this wonderful achievement to Val Ackerman. Val Ackerman, many people don't know, and I really didn't know until I did more research, was the first female president of USA Basketball. And she would then go on to, before all of that, she was the first president of the WNBA. And before all of that, she was a special advisor to David Stern in regards to legalities in the NBA. So Val Ackerman been doing it for decades upon decades, behind the scenes and even in the front office as well. Special congratulations for you being inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. And also, Pearl Moore. Many people didn't know, and I really didn't know as well. I mean, this was a great time to learn more about your history. All-time leading scorer in women's college basketball. The all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball. I mean, you would think of some other high-profile players like a Candace Parker, a Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi. No. Pearl Moore, the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball, where she averaged 32 points a game. 32 a game. Given work for 4 seasons. I mean, she was a bucket, a walking bucket, before we actually came up with the term bucket. I'm a bucket. She was a bucket. She was the originator of being a bucket in college basketball for women. Yo, special shout out to Pearl Moore for being inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame. And this is a little bit different for me, but I gotta give a big time golf clap and a big time applause to Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace became the first undrafted player in the Hall of Fame. And, you know, Ben Wallace to me epitomizes guys like me. You know, in high school, I was never highly recruited or never really talked about as one of those top tier guys in high school basketball. But I gave my heart and soul to everything on a defensive end, doing all the little things that would help my team win. And Ben Wallace, to me, epitomizes that to a T. You know, undrafted, went to Virginia Union, HBCU, in the building, baby. And did it the hard way. Got out the mud. Didn't let anything stop him from achieving his ultimate goal of playing in the NBA. And, you know, Ben Wallace went on to say in the speech, like, no wasn't an option for him. He wasn't going to let what the coaches thought about him dictate what his destiny would be, which is playing in the NBA. And then playing in the NBA turned into being an NBA champion, and now becoming and turning from an NBA champion into an NBA Hall of Famer. Yo, big time clap for Ben Wallace being inducted into the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame. You know, we closed things out with the ceremony with guys like Paul Pierce, and then Chris Bosh closed out the show. And he had a little touching moment, a few little sap for emotional stories. He returned his Pat Riley's 2006 NBA championship ring while he was recruiting Chris Bosh back in 2010. Chris Bosh chose this opportunity as an opportunity to return that Miami Heat championship ring back to Pat Riley. And, you know, I had a little sappy moment there during that moment. But, you know, congratulations to Chris Bosh as well. You know, going through everything that he went through with the blood clots and then having to retire early, but still finding a way to be strengthened even during his struggle. Big time shout out to Chris Bosh and every inductee that was inducted into the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame. Let's bring it to current day. We got some guys getting some more money, getting paid some more. And we got to go to the mile high for this one. Aaron Gordon gets a 4-year, $92 million contract extension with the Denver Nuggets. And, you know, his agent, Calvin Andrews, must have been Calvin from Like Mike, because my man pulled out something. He definitely had on his special mics for that signing right there. 4 years, $92 million. Contract extension kicks in next season, and Clutch Sports comes in clutch again for Aaron Gordon, making sure he secures his bag before his 26th birthday. And, you know, for Denver, this is all about securing their future. And, you know, Aaron Gordon Here's the stat line for Aaron Gordon from last year. He had averaged 12.4 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, 3.2 dimes a contest, almost a steal a game, almost a block a game. After splitting time between the Orlando Magic and the Denver Nuggets. But to me, this is a question of being overpaid, underpaid, or just right. Almost like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. What's your perspective in regards to this, man? To me, I'm like, hey, Aaron Gordon, 4 years, $92 million, feels a lot like an overpay. And this is not an indictment on Aaron Gordon at all. But for Denver, here's his, you got Michael Porter Jr. being a restricted free agent after this season. You're going to be over the salary cap, and then you got Jokic is going to be due for a supermax in 2022. You got money tied into Jamal Murray as well, and Aaron Gordon's extension will kick in after this season as well. And here's the breakdown of his new contract as well. He was going to go into the last year of his Orlando deal where he would be earning $16.5 million this season if he didn't sign his extension. Now, 2022, 2023, Aaron Gordon's going to get 19.7 mil, 23-24, 21.3, 24-25, 22.8 mil, and 25-26, $24.4 million player option for Aaron Gordon. And to me, I'm like, listen, if you're trying to secure the championship window, if you're the Denver Nuggets, hey, you do what you got to do. It don't matter if you're going over the salary cap or not. But when you got a guy like Michael Porter Jr. in the wings, 23, going to be 24 going into next season. He's still on his rookie deal. He's going to earn a good piece of money from Michael Porter Jr. solely based on the fact that he's a sweet shooting 6'10" small forward that can get buckets for you whenever you need him. 20 points per game last season, 44% from three, 54% from the field, 7.5 rebounds. You know he ain't going to pass the rock because when he gets the rock, he's looking to do one thing, and that's score. But listen, to me, you tie more money into that than you do a guy like Aaron Gordon, in my opinion. So, for Denver, they're secure in their future, but to me, it feels a lot like an overpay. What say you? Was Aaron Gordon overpaid, underpaid, or paid just right for the Denver Nuggets? Leave your comments in the show notes, and listen, we're going to go ahead and cut up about that in next week's show. All right? Also, man, the NBA looks like, in particular rumors, that they've taken a little bit from, Major League Baseball. They saw the Field of Dreams and how successful that was between the White Sox and the New York Yankees a little over a month and a half ago now. And the NBA is looking to possibly go back to their roots, to the hardwood, and also to the blacktop. Where rumors are the NBA is contemplating whether or not they would have an outdoors game a la the Field of Dreams game that the Major League Baseball produced a month and a half ago. Now, there's different venues that the NBA is looking into, with Rucker Park and Venice Beach being the primary venues where this particular game could take place. Again, these are all rumors right now, but listen, man, if I'm an NBA player, I'm picking Venice Beach. Hands down. Rucker Park, infamous, period. But if I'm an NBA player and it's wintertime or it's February when we're playing this game, I'm going to want to play in LA. I've played at Venice Beach, man. The course at Venice Beach, beautiful. It's like you're almost in an outer body experience, when you really get the gist of, I'm playing on Venice Beach court, but at the same time, if I'm an NBA player, I ain't trying to play in the cold, because in New York, it get cold. You got the snow, you got to worry about the snow and shoveling the snow and all that. I ain't trying to do all that. If I'm an NBA player, I'm choosing Venice Beach 100% of the time. But look, what say